Hey, welcome to the first ever Hump and Thrust Wednesday workout. It's a fun theme, makes me giggle like an 11-year-old, so why not just run with it? I hope you enjoy it too. Orgasmicpathways.com is the website. Choose your pathways. I'll be adjusting this camera periodically as we do some moves here because there's just not enough space in this living room to cover what I want. So anyway, we're going to start with a 2-minute warm-up and then some other exercises eventually. This is going to be the main part of the program here. And then after that, there's going to be a nice long cool down, mostly stretchy type stuff, because at the end of a workout is when you can really make the most gains in your flexibility and your mobility, because your body and your muscles and your connective tissues are warm at that point. Disclaimer, note of caution, I am not an expert. I'm a lay person. I love learning about health and wellness and sharing what I learn with all of you and what works for me and stories I've heard and so forth. So do your own due diligence, exercise caution, do what works for you and what is safe. I'm not sharing anything here to undermine any healthcare professional that you might be working with. So to get started, let's just start running in place. We're going to do this for about 2 minutes. You can do jumping jacks, you can march, bring your knees high, maybe start low. After a few breaths, bring a little more intensity, a little more height in your knees. I'm actually going to shuffle because that's what I do. So you got your running man here. You don't have to do this, you can if you want to. I dig it. Charleston. I love that, right out of the 1920s. Just whatever gets your heart rate up gradually and your breath and your blood getting oxygenated. That's the whole point of this. And breathe. Part of oxygenating your blood. Breathing. Lately I've learned something called the Melbourne Shuffle, which is a variation of a running man. It's pretty cool. Takes some work getting down. 1 minute to go. I'll start on that. Let's see here. Putting my arms up puts more pressure on the diaphragm to make those breathing muscles stronger. So you can try that as you're running in place or whatever you're doing. Okay, 15 seconds left. Bring it up more. Faster, knees higher. Excellent warm up. High 5, high 10. So kind of pace back and forth. You just brought your heart rate up and your breathing, so we're going to bring it back down slightly. So what we're going to focus on here are going to be some moves that as we get older, we produce less hormones. Guys, specifically testosterone, which is the hormone that makes men men biologically. And so the blue pill business is big business because of that. Let's put them out of business by taking care of ourselves. The best way to do that, plant-based whole food diet. As far as exercise go, it's going to be the exercises that are large compound movements. What I mean by that is the largest muscles in your body, chest, legs, butt, your back muscles. Those are huge muscle groupings. If you're working those, multiple groupings of those simultaneously, from a fitness perspective, that's gonna bring your hormones up in a healthy way. Guys, your testosterone back up in a very healthy way, like nothing else. There's nothing more effective for a healthy endocrine system, which secretes your hormone production. So this is how we put the blue pill business out of business, is by these exercises here, and they just happen to coincidentally coincide with today's theme, Happy Hump Day thrust day, Wednesday, full body workout. And I'll go more into that after we do a few more exercises here as we move on to this beautiful, gorgeous program I put together. All right, so first, to get ready for this, we are gonna go to the floor and we're gonna hold plank for a minute, divided in 30-second increments, so it's pretty easy. So to do a beautiful plank, go ahead and get into plank. As you're in plank, focus on protracting your shoulder blades as much as you can. Don't retract them like that. Protract. Scoop your abs, protecting your lower back. So don't do this or you got that C there. Scoop your abs. Protect your low back. Shoot your heels out to the floor. Avoid forward head tilt as much as you can. Just look straight down in front of you, just forward of your hands. Don't do this. Keep your head up like that. Okay, so that's a beautiful plank. Or if you want to do the wall variation, which is what I'm going to do, we're going to get started with this move for 30 seconds. Ready? Into plank and go. Or plank on the wall. Keeping your whole body straight. Just a reminder, draw your kneecaps up towards your hips, scoop your abs, protecting your low back. Shoot your heels up to the floor, minimize forward head tilt, and protract your shoulder blades. Ready? Come out. Very good. And shake the arms a little. This is warming up everything that we're going to be conquering, making stronger with this main part of the workout. Okay. Ready to get back into it for another 30 seconds? Let's go. You can also go down to your knees if that's too much, you know, just hold this, protect your lower back, scoop your abs, protract your shoulders, the whole 9 yards. Still applies. Okay, ready? 30 seconds and go. 10 seconds are already gone. More than halfway there. Tension is building, heat is producing, and come out. So you should start to feel warm throughout your entire body, really, because you're squeezing your butt and your legs, the band across your chest, your shoulders, your back as an antagonist, static co-contractor, lighting everything up. And just sort of shake things, do some huggers. That's so good. Now the next thing, I am going to do 10 pull-ups. If you don't have a pull-up bar, or you can't do pull-ups, grab a towel, pull it apart as much as you can. Just create tension there, pulling against the towel. And you can decide if you want to hinge forward, bending the knees and pull up, squeezing the shoulder blades at the top on the exhale, or you can reach overhead. Let me point this back up right now. Or you can reach overhead and pull that towel apart, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Really make a mind to muscle connection and make your back work, okay? So I'm gonna hit the pull-up bar. You do your thing, whatever it is, 10 reps. These door-mounted pull-up bars are awesome. That's what I'm using. Okay, here goes, 10. Halfway. One more. Perfect. All right. So 2 reasons why we're taking good sized active breaks between these moves. I want you to come into each of these with strength and power, big time. So this is less of an endurance. There's still going to be endurance here, but we're more focused on power and strength to get your endocrine system super healthy, put the blue pill business out of business. Guys, even if you struggle with that, ladies, even if you have a man who struggles with that being chemical free, organic wood, get on something like this. It doesn't have to be this. This is free. All of my workouts help that. And most of the people that do my workouts are women, and they're getting a ton of health benefits in their own ways too, which is pretty cool. But we also need to get more men doing stuff like this and put the blue pill business out of business. You can get it back. That's recoverable. When this starts happening and you struggle with this erectile dysfunction, that's a canary in the coal mine for much deeper problems that are down the road if you don't take care of that. So don't focus on that. Honestly, focus on the health of your heart and lungs. Otherwise, down the road, if this is an issue for you, you're going to develop heart, lung, and overall circulatory problems, which could, kill you. So if this is a thing, treat it like a canary in the coal mine, giving you a much greater warning for catastrophes down the road. And you can combat that with something like this, and all of my other workouts too, and my healthy recipes and so forth. Okay, so the next move, enough of a rest, come into it with power. We are going to hold a glute bridge. So let me point this back down again. We're just going to hold this for 30 seconds. Okay, so for a glute bridge, on your back, feet on the floor, knees bent. You're going to thrust your hips skyward, very much on point with the theme, thrusting skyward. And just hold that. We'll start now, 30 seconds. Squeeze your butt and thrust your hips as high as you can. Halfway there. Breathe. Okay. I also want to show you, we'll just hold this one for a couple of breaths. You can also do this. Put your hands back like this and come up. So this is a tabletop. You're still thrusting skyward. You can alternate between the two. So hold this for just a couple of breaths. Squeeze your butt. Same concepts apply. And tuck your chin into your chest. Okay, and then we come down. Oh, very good. Sip your water. Hope you got some water nearby. And we're going to get started here at the main portion of this workout. Very soon. Just one more exercise to do before we get to this gorgeous program. All right, this is going to be a handstand hold. Just going to do one today. How about that? I don't know if this is going to capture me, but whatever. Okay, so if you don't want to do a handstand or you can't, I'm going to do mine against the wall over here, but you can always go into a pike. We'll start off on all fours, knees below your waist, hands below your shoulders, toes curled, and just push up your butt to the sky. And then come up on the balls of your feet. Even walk your feet in if you want to place as much load as possible on your shoulders to burn those up, okay? So get into that position. I'm gonna get into my handstand on a wall here. And we'll just hold it for a little bit. And then we're gonna move on to this beautiful program here, okay? So get into your position, a pike, front load on your shoulders, or a handstand. And ready? Go. tension should be building. It certainly is for me. Okay. Gorgeous. All right, now we're ready to move on. Actively rest for a minute or so we can come into this with power. During these next couple minutes, I'm going to break down the moves we're doing. All right, so here's how it's going to go. This first move here is a thruster, on point with today's hump and thrust workout. So this is weights optional. I'll show you with weights first, and without weights is actually going to look pretty much the same. But here it is. So barbell or dumbbells. I'm using dumbbells. Point this up again. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to bring them up. I'm using 30s. I don't know how I'm going to fare with these, especially to the end, because we're going to do a lot of these. But I want you to hold your elbows up, like so. See that? Instead of down here like this, hold your elbows up, with or without weights. You're going to come down into a squat. Tap your knees to your elbows. Don't rest on them, but just a tap like this. Come up, thrust your pelvis forward, and extend into a shoulder press, and then come back down. And same thing, so that's a rep there, a rep there, and repeat. If you're using weights, I want you to do 10 reps. If you're not using weights, I want you to do 25. Okay? And we're going to be doing this at our own pace. So without weights, same thing, your elbows are up. Squat. When you squat, make sure your knees are out. They're not buckling in. Keep your mouth as far away from your butt as possible. If you can get deep enough, tap your elbows to your knees and then come right back up. Put most of your weight should be in your heels. Your knees should not be trekking out past your toes. And at the top, thrust your pelvis forward. Extend into a shoulder press, even without weights. You'll feel it, especially if you're squeezing the crap out of your shoulders up there, okay? So this is a move that pretty much works out the whole body. All those compounded muscle groupings, those large muscle groupings being worked out simultaneously, this is among the best moves you can do. These thrusters is among the best moves that you can do to put the blue pill business out of business. So women, get your men into this. Men, you should already want to do this. All right, the next move is going to be plank crunches. I've already showed you the plank. Protect your low back by scooping your abs, heels to the floor, shoot them out to the floor. Protract your shoulders. Draw your kneecaps up to your hips. Avoid forward head tilt. Now the crunch part is basically going to be, you're going to hold plank. It's a small movement, but man, it is good. You're going to do this. See that? Crunch, 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 just like that. And you're going to do 12 of those, 12 plank crunches. I'm going to do mine on the wall. We'll see how that goes. I start there. I may not end up there. We shall see. So for obvious reasons, the plank crunch had to be in this because it, you're kind of humping dead air. It might help in other places with your partner. Okay, so then thrusters again. So it's going to be alternating thrusters, plank crunches, thrusters, and then we're going to do glute bridges. The next set of thrusters, you can see 5, 15. That means if you're using weights, do 5 reps. If you're not using weights, do 15 reps. Glute bridges. I just showed you what a glute bridge is. With this, you're going to add reps to it. So instead of holding it, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, with a slight pause at the top as you squeeze really hard. You can also do them up here too. 1, 2, and keep going. You can alternate, that's fine, I don't care. So you pick your variation of the glute bridge. And that's it. So thrusters, 10 or 25 reps depending on weights or no weights. 12 plank crunches, and thrusters again, 5 or 15 reps, glute bridges. You're gonna repeat that. Each time you go through, that's 1 round. We're gonna do it for 6 minutes. Then we're gonna take a slight rest and we're gonna do it for another 9 minutes. 6, 9, happy hump and thrust day. Everything here is designed to help you with your partner in those very intimate moments. And most importantly, designed to help you just get super healthy and maybe put the blue pill business out of business. Oh, wouldn't that be great? Sporting organic wood all the way up into your elder years. Organic chemical-free wood. It's the way to go as you get older, I'm telling you. All right, so we're gonna get started now. Take one last sip of water. I certainly am. You may not be able to see me entirely at some of these moves because my room here just isn't big enough to back the camera up as much as I need to. But I've demonstrated everything. So you'll be fine. With all this resting, active resting, you're moving around, shaking things, you're gonna come into this with a lot of power, okay? So keep that in mind. But also, because we're going for 6 minutes, pace yourself, and then we got another 9 minutes after that. So figure that out as you go through it. Start at one pace and adjust as you need to, okay? Whew. We'll adjust that just slightly. All right. Okay. 30 seconds, we're going to get started. So get yourself mentally primed and prepped and ready. I know I am. All right. 10 seconds to go. Pick up your weights if you're using any, your squat, whatever you're doing. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 'Hear me breathing? You should be breathing too. It's 10 for me. Already, wow. Right out of the gate. On my 12 plank crunches. Wow. All right. Now I'm on to 5 thrusters. Where are you at? Wow. Thank goodness for glute bridges. And so many of them, my shoulders need a break after that. Wow. All right, that's 1 round for me. I should be able to finish 2. I'll be somewhere in the 3rd. Here we go. We're more than halfway. Okay. 2 minutes to go. 2/3 of the way done. Man, glute bridges. Do it from a tabletop this time, why not? Okay, 10 more the other way. Okay. All right. 30 more seconds. And then our rest. Thank goodness for the rest. All right, that's it. In the books. Oh, wow. Now we rest for a couple of minutes actively. Just keep moving. Let gravity do the work. Like these little arm swings here. Not really using energy to do it. Gravity is doing most of the work for us. It's an active recovery, active break. I really like that a lot. What do you think? Comment. Tell me how you like this. Oh, I love it. I am, however, definitely going to change my weight. I cannot do 9 more minutes of that with the current weight I have, so I'm going to reduce it. Trying to decide what I want to reduce it to. All right, I think I know how to do it. Yes. Okay, another minute and 10 seconds. We'll get started, and this time we're going for 9 minutes. Let's do some huggers. Hands up and let them fall. Whatever it takes. Get that active recovery going. My shoulders are very warm. sip water. Another 32 seconds. Kick the legs out some. So are you finding yourself as you do it, you start too much and you have to pull back a little, or too little and you have to add some intensity to it as you find your pace? 10 seconds. Get ready for thrusters. 10 or 25, depending on weights or no weights. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, go. I'm on to the next 12. 12 plank crunches. Now on to 5 thrusters. Oh wow, even with that lighter weight, that's really challenging me. And we're only almost 2 minutes into it. Awesome. I'll start in tabletop this time. Okay, so 1 round. Last time I did 2 rounds plus 6 reps. Write down how many rounds you do plus how many reps. So you got a baseline for when you do this again, you can compete with yourself. Reminder, keep your knees out on these thrusters. Beautiful. All right. Whew. Challenging and beautiful. That's what makes it beautiful. The challenge. Okay. 5 thrusters. this time. This time I'll start on the floor, then I'll do table. Oh, wow. And a nice pool of sweat building right along my belly here on that one. All right. It's a couple rounds. Starting the third round, and we are almost 6 minutes in. Whew. All right. I'm really surprised I'm still doing these plank crunches on the wall. Here we go. Thrusters. Okay. It's 3 rounds for me, 7.5 minutes in. Almost 3. Got these glute bridges still. "50 seconds left." Let's burn it out, man. 50 seconds. Probably 45 now. "15 seconds. Let's go. Whoops. And that's it. Oh, wow. High 10s. See what happened to me on the end there? I was just saying. Keep moving, by the way. Come down gradually. But I was just saying how I was surprised how I was still doing plank crunches on the wall. The very last set, my shoulders were starting to retract. My core was getting a little weak, my back now is protected, so I had to come down. I regressed to progress. So you do the same thing as well, modify as you need to. As your form is going south, regress some. It's like you're strip setting or something. Arm swingers. I'm going to take you through some much needed stretches now. Your shoulders, oh my God. You're going to need it. As well as your legs. Let our heart rates come down a little bit more. Even as I'm sipping my water, I'm still walking back and forth, shaking everything out. It's very needed. All right, do this little move here. Bend your knee, little circles like so. The other direction, letting gravity just sort of traction out your arms, pulling down on your shoulder, decompressing and tractioning out your shoulder. Go to the other side. After all that tension and compression, you want to decompress, and that's what this move here is doing. Another direction. It's sort of like elephant trunks. Slowly come back up, letting gravity continuing to decompress and traction everything out. Awesome, man. Throw your arms up and let them just fall back down with gravity. Do it again. Okay, now I want you to do an old stretch we're familiar with from grade school. Right arm out. With your left, pull your arm in, crossing your body. Stretch out the shoulder, the posterior aspect of the shoulder. Just hold that for a second or a couple breaths. Breathing the entire time. Controlled rhythmic breaths. Still kind of walking back and forth like I am. We're holding that for a while because it needs it after what we just did. Okay, now shake it out. Other side, left arm out. With your right hand, pull that in. Continue to walk back and forth, breathing evenly. And my right arm actually needs it a little bit more. So I'm going to switch back to my right. You focus on the arm that needs it more, in your opinion. We'll stay here for another couple of breaths. Based on how you feel. Okay, shake it out. Now, reach up with the right arm, sky high. Another stretch you're familiar with from grade school. Now for this one, I want you to bend your elbow and reach down the center of your back with your right hand. And with your left, give it some help. Pull down on that elbow. And if you can, reach behind with your left hand, clasp your right hand, and pull even more. This side I can do this, and the other side I cannot. Here's what it looks like. Sure feels good. I wish I could do it on the other side, but that's just the way it goes. So release that. Now do the same thing on the other side. And try to keep your head up. Your arm is going to try to push your head down so your eyes are looking at the floor, but try to keep your head up. I struggle with that too, but I do my best. So you do your best as well. Fantastic. Now, prayer hands like this. On the inhale, open up your chest with straight arms, palms up. Ready? Inhale. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale back to prayer hands. Another exhale or another inhale. Beautiful. All right, very good. Now we are gonna focus on the legs. Make some gains in our flexibility because this is the time to do it. Our bodies are very warm. So we're gonna take advantage of that. Okay, to start with, we're gonna do a forward fold. Just go down as much as you can. If your head is below your waist at all, then gravity will use your head, maybe your upper back, depending on how low you are, to traction things out along your spinal column and decompress your spinal column. It's a good feeling. Just sort of hang there. You can sway a little bit if you want to, like this. Now put your left hand on the ground, or your foot, or your leg, or above your knee, either below or above, but not right on your knee. So you pick what's best for you, and I want you to twist your spine, opening up. My left hand is on the floor, my right hand is up. I'm trying to stack my shoulders on top of each other. If you come up a little bit more if you need to get your right shoulder over your left shoulder, so be it. I've been doing this a while, so I'm pretty much on the floor. And look up. Now we're going to do the other side. Same thing, right arm down, left hand up, stack the shoulders. Okay, come up to flat back, inhale. Now exhale, fold down as low as you can. Okay, now I want you to move your feet a little closer together, about shoulder width apart, toes facing forward, if anything, a little inward. Bend your knees, hug your chest into your thighs. Make contact between your chest and your thighs. Now, on the next big exhale, straighten your knees and keep your chest glued to your thighs as much as you can. See if you can get deeper. Ready? Big inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs. Not bad. Okay, now we're going to come down to the floor. This is so good. Okay. We're going to go into half splits. Oops, sorry about that interruption. We're going to go into half splits. Something I'm working a lot on lately, especially if you've been following my videos I've been putting out lately. So straight leg in front, left leg. The top of my right foot is maintaining contact to the ground to prevent my hips from opening up, keeping the hips and shoulders squared forward, and get as deep as you can into the splits. Now come up for a moment, release, relax, and go back into it and see if you can get a little deeper this time. Are you a little deeper? I might be, even if just a millimeter or a half a millimeter, I don't know. Okay. Come up, sit on your left front ankle. Top of your back foot, right foot still on the floor. You're gonna flex that back knee, reach around with one hand, pull your foot into your butt. Make contact between your right butt cheek and your right heel. And then reach behind with the other hand. It's also going to be a bit of a balance move as well. And pull that in. And then pull so hard, safely if you can, that your upper body is more perpendicular to the floor, and try to square the shoulders and the hips forward, maintaining that. As of lately, I'm actually doing really good with this one, but that's after doing it for many days in a row. Weeks, months, whatever. Very consistent. I'd like to see some progress in my handstand. I've been doing that for a while. Still don't have that down, unassisted. Still need a wall on that, but I'll keep doing it. I'll keep showing up. Okay, release slowly. Oh, that feels so good. All right, now we're gonna go into pigeon for a moment. So your front leg, bring it out. Keep your back foot still in contact with the floor, the back right, the top of the back right foot on the floor. Bring your left front leg out if your knee is not bothering you. And fold down. You should feel a nice stretch in your outer hip, your left outer hip and your right hip flexor. Go off to a diagonal left to get a bigger stretch on that hip. Bravo. All right, now we're gonna do the other side real quick. A perfected trifecta of moves right in a row. So half splits, straight front leg, right front straight leg, and the back left leg, top of the left foot, maintaining contact with the floor. I'm gonna go behind my little easel here so you can see me better on this side. And get as deep as you can into it. Ah, very good. Keeping everything squared forward, hips and shoulders that is. Okay, come up, rest, relax for a second, and go right back into it. See if you can go a little deeper. I've been working on this forever and this is still as low as I can go. I can't get into a splits yet. Will I ever? Who knows? I'll still keep doing it though. Okay, now bring your front right ankle in and sit on that ankle, keeping your back left top of the foot to the floor. Now flex your back left knee, bring your foot up, reach back with one arm, pull in, pull your foot in, your left foot into your left butt cheek. Reach back with the other arm if you can, and really pull on it safely. Struggling more with balance on this side. And see if you can bring your upper body perpendicular to the floor. Fell out, no big deal, I come right back in. Whoop, fell out again. Yeah, I'm really struggling with balance on this side today. Yesterday when I did this, I was pretty good on both sides. Today on this side, my balance is a little compromised, I guess. It happens. Another couple of breaths here. Okay, come out. Bravo. Okay, so now, finish our quads real quick with this move here. So with this one, you can see what I'm doing. Both knees are bent, sitting back on my heels. I'm protecting my low back. The objective here is only to stretch the quadriceps. If you go beyond that, you're going to be putting unnecessary strain on your low back. I could go much lower than this, but I won't be stretching the quads out anymore. So this is it right here. And as my quads get more flexible, I'll go lower. And my chin is tucked into my chest. someday when I go all the way back, my quads ever get that flexible, I'd imagine I'd be resting my head on the floor, the back of my head on the floor. All right, come out. Very, very good. Oh, that feels so good. Okay, now we're going to do a sitting back reclining pigeon on same outer hip stretch. For many of you, this is going to be much more comfortable than that other pigeon that we did. So basically, you're on your back, bring both your feet up. Now put your left foot on the ground, right leg over your left. You're going to reach through, sorry, it's going to be like this. So you're going to reach through this opening here to your hamstrings or all the way to your shins. You're going to pull back, bring your shoulders and your head back to the floor, and just pull. And it's going to be your right hip that should feel a nice stretch right now. And just pull that back as far as you can. And breathe. And don't be shy to make sound with your vocal cords on the exhales. It's actually very good for your central nervous system. I do that a lot. You'll hear it in my videos. Like this. Oh, that's so good. Okay, switch sides. So now the right leg is down, left leg is over my right leg, reaching through that hole all the way to my shins or hamstrings, you pick. Pull back, shoulders and head back to the floor, and pull and breathe. One more. Okay. Now we're going to go into happy baby. Let's bring your feet up like this. You're going to reach with your hands to the outsides of your feet and just simply pull them in like this. You'll feel a nice pull on your hamstrings. It feels really good. You can even rock side to side a bit. I struggle with rocking side to side on this one, and I'm the only person I know that does. I tend to fall over like completely if I do that too much. So I pretty much just stay here, but you can rock if you want to. And just pull. I really love happy baby. Okay, come out of that. Now we're gonna do, we're almost there, I promise. Now we're gonna do another outer hip stretch. So you're standing up. Grab something if you need to balance with. I'm gonna work on my balance, so I'm not gonna grab anything. Basically gonna cross your legs like this. My right ankle is over just above my left knee, bending my left knee. You do prayer hands. You can push down on that right knee. If you do, you'll feel more of a stretch in your right outer hip. So this is like a standing, one-legged, reclined pigeon. It's also called something fours, like perfect fours or something like that. So if you're still feeling good and you want to go further, put your hands down like this in a controlled, very controlled, slow way. Lower your hands down to the floor while trying your best to keep a flat back. Mine's not perfectly flat, but I'm doing the best I can. And if you're still feeling good, with your hands on the floor, do an arm balance posture. Take your back left leg off the floor so that only your hands are on the floor, like this. Now I'm in an arm balance posture while I'm sort of in a variation of a pigeon, stretching out that outer hip. In a controlled manner, come back to where you started, and then come up. Now we're going to do the other side. It's among my favorite arm balance postures. Like everyone knows crane and crow and stuff, but this one is a little different from what people are used to. So, right leg is down, left leg crossed over my right, bend my knee, prayer hands. If Feeling good so far. This side, I'm not quite as strong with this particular move, but I can, last I checked, I can still get up into it. So I'm gonna keep going. If you're feeling better, start to work your hands in a controlled, slow manner down to the floor while fighting to keep a back as straight as you can. Hands are on the floor if you're still feeling good. And get up into that arm balance posture. Or just stay wherever you're at. And get into that stretch. Here I am. So this side has seen vast improvements. The fact I can get up into the arm balance part of it is pretty cool. And I can hold it. Come a long way. Still in it. In a controlled manner. Coming back out of it. Oh man. That is gold. All right. Almost there. One more forward fold. This time, instead of starting with the forward fold, just go right to hugging your chest into your thighs, making contact between chest and thighs. And on the next exhale, you're going to take a big inhale, so you can take a big exhale and straighten your knees, keeping your chest glued to your thighs as much as you can. See if you can get deeper, okay? Ready? Big inhale. Exhale down. And make sound on the exhales. Your central nervous system will thank you for it. Just one more stretch after this one, and you're gonna like it. It's gonna button us up perfectly. One more. Okay. Now, you're just gonna lay here. In yoga, it's called a corpse pose or shavasana. This is gonna be more of an active version of that. So come down. I want you to reach overhead. I want you to point your feet, point your toes. I want you to pretend like you're being stretched, like something is grabbing onto your feet, pulling in that direction, and something is grabbing your hands, pulling in that direction. Just stretching your whole body apart. Just try to decompress everything, traction everything out while laying here with some big, deep breaths. A few of them. Ready? Go. Big inhale. Big exhale with sound. Stretch everything, pull everything apart. Two more. One more. Snow angel your arms down. Come up. Stand, and let me give you a final word here. All right. So drink your water. Go to orgasmicpathways.com, as the sign says, while I still try to get this centered. You'll find tons more workouts there at orgasmicpathways.com. Lots of healthy recipes, a healthy grocery list, lots of resources I've been putting together and building over the past, since 2010. It's 2022 right now, so 12 years. It's pretty incredible. Check it out. And take from it what you will, what can help you. Share it with people. Drop your comments in this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. YouTube has this pretty awesome model set up to where I can continue giving all this stuff away for free, never charging you anything. You don't have to pay for any of this, but the way that you help me out, the way you pay me back isn't financially. It's just subscribe to my YouTube. Have others who are into this subscribe to my YouTube. leave comments on my videos, and YouTube will actually pay me something every month. It's pretty sweet. I love that. So if you have value from this, I deeply appreciate the subscriptions and the interactions on these videos on YouTube very, very much. So next one coming very soon, Hump and Thrust. Happy Hump and Thrust Day. Wednesday's workout. I'll probably do this, well, why not? This is the first one, so I can see a series of this coming out along some Wednesdays. Bye for now, everybody. Mwah.